The following Toku Podcastu contains spoilers from both past and present tokusatsu, anime, manga, movies and other related media. If you do not wish to be spoiled, we suggest turning off the podcast now. Otherwise, please enjoy the show.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Tokusatsu Podcastu. That's Jay!
You guys remember that time the Ninja Turtles fought Hitler?
Yes, I did.
No, I don't.
For once, AJ remembers.
I thought it was pretty funny though how like Splinter was kind of like, okay, maybe it happened.
My son.
Actually, no, you know what?
Question the wooden doors.
Actually, you know what? That would be what's his name? Vern, right? From the '80s one.
I think so.
Yeah, his name was Vern. You know, he would be the one who'd be like, okay, guys, maybe it happened, but 6 million? I could totally see that motherfucker doing that.
He looks the type, yeah.
He looks like an asshole, man. I love it.
He was an asshole.
Oh, yeah, that's Phil. He just got done sucking his girlfriend's dick.
My girlfriend doesn't have a dick.
You have a girlfriend?
Yeah, I have a girlfriend.
What's her
Which
name?
one?
Heidi.
Clume?
Heidi.
All right, what's her address, birth date, social security
What's
number?
the social security number?
And the,
Where are the three numbers in the back?
Damn it, you beat me to it.
Well, there you go. You heard it first, folks. If Phil can get laid, why can't you, you fucking loser?
Right?
Now that is going to go in a t-shirt.
Okay.
We always say we're going to make t-shirts. We never
do.
make t-shirts.
we totally could. We totally could just make that a t-shirt.
We should.
If Phil can get laid, so can you. Works too.
We should finally actually make a fucking t-shirt one of these days.
Well, we have.
That's right, we
do
have.
some on
Didn't we
Redbubble.
make one that?
We just don't like
Didn't
shill
we
it.
make one that had O's on it and it was got to Kiribati and it said you're breaking the budget?
Yes,
That's right.
It's funny because of all the t-shirts that I put on Redbubble, the only one that got copyright struck was one for Godzilla and Ray Charles. And it was only because of Ray Charles, not Godzilla.
Damn.
Which I thought was really funny.
I remember that one. That was a good one.
But yeah, Redbubble, I'll put a link to it, I guess. Fuck it. Anyways, yeah, so questions. Mailbag, yes. We have more of them because you wish to know our knowledge on things. So I guess we'll just do it. All right. So this one's pretty let's see. Here we go. This one is from Oliver. I'm pretty sure he sent a question last week, but anyway, there you go.
I think so.
Oliver, thoughts on Ultraman Rising? Never saw it.
I thought it was pretty all right.
Was it?
Yeah, it was good. It was charming. You know, it was not a terrible experience. I'll say that for sure. I enjoyed watching it, but there wasn't really a whole lot to it. It was very much your kind of standard kiddie movie fare, just with Ultraman slapped on it, which I suppose works. It's definitely a good way to do it. I don't want to go super into my thoughts or anything, just in case we do eventually ever decide to cover it, but it's got some problems. It's a pretty basic, generic script that very obviously feels like Ultraman was just stapled on top. It seems to be very popular, which is a good thing. You know, I appreciate it. I got a little annoyed just because my lore autism noticed the things that are different. The thing was different than usual, therefore it's bad. So
I heard the term Big Hero Ultraman 6 thrown a lot. Is that accurate? Are we going for that? Are we around that?
Not really. I think they're just going with that just because that's really like the only other example that Western media has. So it's
yeah.
The overall plot, it's your fairly generic family movie of guy who's not responsible to care for a thing, obviously meant to be real child, has to now care for a thing kind of plot. It just happens to be with Ultraman and a giant monster. So that's basically it. It's got some charming stuff. I liked the main character. I liked most of the other characters. But otherwise, yeah, it's just all right. I don't want to get too more deep into it, but I mean, I enjoyed like a lot of the there's definitely a lot of memberberry. I clapped because I know what that is kind of things.
Okay.
So I enjoyed a lot of those, but those aren't really substantial. So overall,
So, yeah.
good. Really getting to that point of being overhyped, as is the usual thing with most new Toku media. But it's a worth your watch. You know, it's not like you'll be miserable or wanting to kill yourself or anything like that watching it.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's Ultraman for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to watch it because I don't really want to. So there we go. Again, like Jay said, if we actually do end up making an episode right now, or an episode on it, I guess I'll watch it, but nah.
I would hope so if we do a fucking episode on it.
Again, like, it's one of those things where I'm like, it's something that happened. You know, I don't got to go watch it.
Pretty much.
So let's see here. This one's for a bit more for the fans, I suppose. This one's from Jacob. Who has been the worst subgroup or subber? Oh, subber. Okay, I think their autocorrect fucked up. Who has been the worst subgroup or subber for Tokusatsu? Orange Lion. Just kidding.
Well, there is of course the classic standby of TV Nihon, whose subs range from acceptable but mediocre to you are literally watching a different show. In terms of like it's hard to say because there are a lot of like little one-off guys or like obscure stuff, or I'm trying not to count like obvious bootleg stuff, which is stuff that is probably three guys in a Hong Kong sweatshop barely able to understand any language that they're translating it into, which, I mean, to be fair, get some good laughs every now and then.
I mean, if we want to talk about like single person, like the worst single person, I mean,
Warring States.
was it Yongo? No, not. Was Yongo? Yongo was one guy, right?
Yeah, that was one person.
He was pretty crap, I think. If I remember correctly.
He was, if I remember correctly, Yongo only ever released like one, maybe two things. One of those was a scrub of TV Nihon, which was somehow worse. And I don't remember what he did other than that.
Well, he did the no. Who was it that did the fake Kuga subs?
He took credit for it, but I don't know for sure. We never really got a definitive answer whether or not it was actually him, because he took credit for it, and then people got pissed off because everybody was loving it, and then it turns out it's all like a ruse. And then he changed his mind. He was like, no, it wasn't actually me. I was just taking credit for it. So I don't know whether or not that was true or not. I'm going to say he probably did it just because nobody else has ever said otherwise.
And nobody's ever going to be able to find out if he's lying or not anyways.
Basically, yeah.
By the way, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, because we did mention this before, but I think it's like in a lost episode. There was a fracas over a bootleg Kuga sub that was found many years ago. In fact, a lot of people listening to this may have actually seen these subs. They just don't know where they're from.
I've definitely posted a couple of caps of that boot. So the short version of the story is somebody posted a quote-unquote bootleg that they found of Kamen Rider on, I forget where they said they got it from, but it was like a mix of different shit. It was like the opening music video for Kuga, an episode of Black, part of episode final from Ryuki, and I think like one or two other things, but I don't remember. Oh yeah, and then the Kachidoki episode from Gaim, with like fake nonsense bootleg subs, and it got attention really big when it first happened because obviously everybody loves their bootleg subs. But as it started to go on, the bit started to go on, people started to realize it was fake because the fake subs would keep making references to other things in the fake subs, and there'd be like obvious attempts at making jokes, and the whole thing turned out to have just been a big hoax, waste of time. And
I mean, to be fair, when that came out, I think a lot of people first started thinking it was fake because of the Gaim episode. Because Gaim was a little too new for that to be that bootlegged into like a fucking compilation from shit from the 90s and early 2000s.
I mean, to be fair, the bootleg art they had as the quote-unquote box cover was Drive, so I think that's partially reasonable, partially not. But everybody kind of started to figure out that it was fake around that point when the Gaim episode got posted, because it was just a little... It started getting a little too obvious. There started to be a couple of too many, like, this is very deliberately trying to be funny, kind of, like, bad sub. So, it's not nearly that interesting, unfortunately. I mean, it's funny. It's still funny as hell watching those screen caps. I still remember going into the Gaim one, and Takatora starts talking about fucking space aliens from Mars, which to be fair happened before Build, where we actually had space aliens from Mars, which is even funnier. But overall, yeah, the whole story of it is it's not nearly that exciting. It's some guy made a fake bootleg and trolled a bunch of people into thinking it was real for a little while.
Yeah. Besides that, I mean, I don't really know any other like bad subbers. I mean, we could go for Magenta because he was just a douchebag. But even then, you could say his quality of work wasn't exactly the worst.
Yeah, I think it depends on your how you quantify bad. Do you mean bad in terms of being a complete shithead, or bad in terms of quality?
Because I mean, if you want to see that, you just gotta look at the past members of Overtime, I guess.
Right. Look at like we said, there's a lot of like one-off groups that did like one thing and sucked at it, and nobody watched them. Like I remember these guys tried to. I don't remember their name. I know that it was kind of ironic because they made a big career themselves relatively early in the fan base, at least like, you know, modern fan base, like 2014 or so. They made a really big name for themselves shitting on TV Nihon a lot, and then they tried to sub... I want to say they tried to sub Gaim or Deno, I don't remember, but they did one episode, it was barely watchable, and then they never posted again. So you got a lot of groups like that who did like one or two little things, or they did like really obscure stuff. Like there's a lot of old stuff, especially that's not very good. Like when we watched Vanny Nights, the Cruel Angel people, not the best. Obviously working with, you know, the best we could get kind of thing. So I don't really like criticize them fully. Like a lot of that is also due to age. Like there's a lot of ones that are definitely older, not quite up to modern standards. But for the standards of their time, they were still fine. They weren't bad. So it's hard to really say. And we're talking bad as in people. Oh, well, it'd be easier to name the fucking fan subbers who aren't complete dickheads.
Orange Lion. I'm just kidding.
One of these days, one of the Orange Lion people are going to come back and figure...
One of these days, they'll actually finish fucking Deno.
Right? It's kind of pointless at this point, but still.
I mean, true, but still.
But I mean,
maybe they can fucking finally come back.
Just to name a few off the top of my head of ones who are complete shitheels are the ones we obviously talk about a lot. Takanoko from TV Nihon was a complete douche. The guy who ran TV Nihon before him was an even bigger douche somehow. I don't know how.
Could you believe it?
Magenta, obviously.
Of course.
Heat, I'll admit, I don't really know as a person beyond just kind of like seeing stuff in passing, but I've made my feelings of him as an individual known, both sarcastically and legitimately. Yongo, of course, is still a shithead.
But Yongo was never really like
he was never
subber.
like a subber, even though he claimed to be. So
he was like a shitty scrubber of anything.
Yeah, basically. So he barely qualifies rather. But I digress. He considers himself to be one, so I'm going to throw him in the list. And I'm sure, like, I don't know too many other subbers beyond name. Like, I've always gotten the feeling that, like, the Genom Corp guys are kind of tools, but I've never really interacted with them. So that's about it. That's all I've really got.
Oh, wait, you know what? I'm going to have to bleep this out. Nemit.
Well, I don't know if he qualifies. Because
he does qualify.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he works with what's their faces. Yeah, that's true. So I guess
he did Machine Man.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, I guess that's going off the wheel.
No. We have to do it just so we can make fun of the subbing job.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. We should. Yeah.
No, but yeah, I mean, he would count.
Well, yeah. I mean, I forgot he even counted, but he definitely is a piece of shit, as we've said multiple times.
Yeah, I would really like if he just like sent us an email one day. That'd be funny.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, again, when it comes to subbing and subgroups and stuff like that, the Sub Goku War was like a once in a lifetime kind of thing that you're probably never going to see again, because it was the perfect storm of complete idiots hating on other complete idiots and trying to out-idiot each other.
Pretty much.
And I don't think that's ever going to happen again, because everybody has a specific series that they're doing. Like, does Easier Subs even do anything anymore? Do they?
Not really, no. They've kind of been supplanted by other individuals.
But see, that's the thing too, like, there hasn't been a show for like a while that's had everybody say we want to do this show, you know? Like, this wasn't back in the day where, you know, everybody, like Overtime, TV Nihon, or fucking Magenta, Crab Sticks, like everybody wanted to do Gaim. Everybody wanted to do Gaim.
Well, no,
everybody.
Overtime didn't want to do Gaim. That was the entire problem.
Oh, that's right. Overtime didn't want to, so everybody else was going to do it.
Right.
But now there are so many other subgroups that will do a show if one doesn't do a show, that it doesn't even really matter. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we're gonna have 45 people want to do Gav. You know what I mean?
Probably not. Statistically not now.
So, you know, that's just the kind of thing that goes. And again, I wish there were more funny stories about subgroups, but unfortunately, the biggest one was Magenta, and well, they went to the fucking Shadow Realm. So
yeah, unfortunately, I don't know too much beyond that, so I couldn't can't share any more fun stories.
I don't know anything.
What else is new?
Ha ha.
Italian bitch.
Texan bitch.
All right. This one is
Captain
from
Bitch.
Richard. This one is from Richard, not Dick or Dickard. Richard.
The third?
What the hell happened at Toei this past week?
I don't know.
You're
What
gonna have to be a
happened?
little more
Yeah.
specific. A lot of things happened.
Well, everything happened. Everything got leaked. Your mom is gay, and the world's ending.
Next question.
Well, I can
That's what
certainly agree
happened.
that two of those things are true.
Really?
Yeah,
Which one is not?
that's for you to find out.
Ooh, on the next time. But, yeah. Toei basically accidentally leaked a lot of shit about Gav. And it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny how we were talking about, like, I don't know why we don't know who the writer is yet, and then like 3 days later, oh, all of that gets leaked out. Yeah.
The main writer gets leaked. The writer gets leaked. Like, what the fuck happened?
Technically, 3 episodes got leaked, although allegedly the videos never actually got ripped anywhere. I probably would have seen them by now if they were. And somebody is definitely getting thrown in the dungeon because of this.
Somebody is going to be found with a self-inflicted shotgun wound to the back of the
and
head.
Shirakura's gonna do it.
He would. He should.
Someone is getting Clintoned this week, okay?
So-
it's just going to happen.
So yeah, it was good times. Good times for Ryder.
I mean, besides that, like, supposedly certain things about the suits got leaked. I heard some of that shit was fake, though. I think I heard the opening was faked, right?
We had.
Or is that real?
Did we not already get a segment of the opening? I could have sworn we did when they announced the band.
Oh, you know what? They did, right?
So
yeah,
it might have been like the full version was probably a mock-up or like one of those AI extended song kind of things.
But the leaked footage is definitely fucking fake, from what I know.
Yeah, there was that leaked teaser, quote unquote, that was very obviously fake because if you take 10 seconds to look at the suit, it is very obviously somebody's fan-made suit. We currently don't have any footage yet that has been leaked, other than like that one set photo from like 5 months ago. No footage from the actual show got leaked when the episodes were accidentally shown. The only thing we got were preview thumbnails, which spoiled who the actor is, which is whatever. We found out who the writer is, Junko Kimura, which is kind of answered our question of literally why did they keep this a secret so long? Because Kimura is not somebody really worth keeping it a big secret over. I mean, she's a great writer, don't get me wrong. I mean, looking at her track record is admittedly spotty because she did half of Wizard, which, to be fair, seems to mostly be Beast episodes of Wizard.
Okay.
So, money there. In terms of Sentai, she's pretty hit or miss because she did Zyuohger,
That's okay.
Lupat, and then Zenkaiger.
Zenkaiger?
So-
Okay, I'll give her that.
So she's 50-50 in terms of quality. And those are just head writer shows. I know she did a lot of writing for other shows too. But those are just head writer positions. Even though technically not the head writer of Wizard secondary. Point is.
Well, okay. She did do half of Akiba Ranger. Which
That's right. I forgot that.
I'm okay. Season 1 specifically. I need to specify that. So, okay. And she did some of the stuff for Gokaiger, but again, not head writer, obviously.
Yeah.
Like you said, she did a lot for Wizard, more than half for Wizard. She did some of the stuff for Drive, I think. Yeah, so she did some stuff for Drive. Unfortunately, the ones that are the most annoying episodes of Drive. And that's pretty much it. So, I mean, if we want to turn this into, like, what we think about the writer, this really didn't... Like Jay said, why did we have to keep this a secret for so long?
Right?
Like, did we think this was going to be a big reveal? Was she going to come out through the fucking, like, fog machine doors? Like,
Was
like
fucking
Darth
Cult of
Vader?
Personality about to hit and she walks out?
Oh
on
my
stage
god,
and
that'd be
gets a pop?
fucking hilarious. And then immediately as she gets on the ramp, she gets injured.
That sounds about right. But yeah, other than that, yeah, not a whole lot. I mean, we've been getting pretty consistent leaks from those same individuals, and half of them turn out to be accurate. The other half turn out to be nonsense or bait that are being reposted. Realistically, at this point, there's really only like one, maybe two guys who are actually posting leaks, and the rest are dudes who are just regurgitating nonsense from everybody else, or like complete dickheads like Dukemon who are full of shit. Who somehow came back. I don't know how he came back after all that.
Twitter
after getting fucking
Tokusatsu fandom
humiliated
trying
over
not
Boon
to
Boon
fall
here.
for misinformation.
Yeah.
Again,
Which
as
by
far-
the way, I fucking predicted he was gonna come back. He was gonna throw that big fucking bitch fit, and then come back like a month later and pretend like nothing happened, which he fucking did. And I don't know why you people are still giving him attention.
I mean, look, I as far as what we have is confirmed to be real, writer, not really excited, whatever, I don't really give a fuck. She might be great, she might not be, who knows. And as far as the writer, he kind of looks like a dork, but, I mean, I'm not going to judge just on the picture, you know? It's a still frame. Though I will say, what the fuck is he wearing?
That is a good question.
Is he trying to out bullshit Saber's fashion? Like, come on.
Saber had decent fashion.
No, it
Yes,
didn't.
it did.
He wore a fucking fedora and parachute pants, motherfucker.
What's so wrong with fedoras?
You look like a tool who gets no pussy.
Well,
Shut him up real quick, didn't I?
moving on. Yeah, his style is a little weird. I'm not too fond of it. I think he's an alright looking actor, but obviously looks don't mean talent, as we've learned many times before. But I think again this just kind of leaves us off in the same place of this is just going to be kind of a whatever show, possibly.
Again, who knows? Maybe the writer, she's going to give us Akiba Ranger as Kamen Rider. I don't know.
It's possible.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
But something tells me they're going to keep her to a wizard standard of writing for this time around.
Possibly. Who knows? Because, I mean, again,
in which case,
she didn't just do Zenkaiger, which was pretty popular from what I remember. So it's entirely possible that it gets to go a little crazy.
I never saw Zenkaiger, so
I saw
'cause you're a
half.
bitch.
I saw half of Zenkaiger. It was.
because you're half a bitch.
You're half a bitch.
That's not quite the own you thought it was.
Yeah, JJ.
It is to me. Yeah, Jay.
Not you, Jay. Not you, Jay. AJ.
Anyways.
Do you remember when you you?
Do you remember the 21st night of September?
Actually, I do. That was after 9/11.
Well, yeah, because it was yeah, no shit.
Fuck.
That's right.
Oh,
it is
there you
after
go.
Chad's
It's
birthday.
Chad's birthday.
But
It's also after. Wait, it's also after Phil's.
My birthday's on the 3rd.
Of
yes,
September.
which makes it after your.
Yes.
Wait, no, yeah, it is after your birthday. I forgot numbers for a second.
Anyways,
Look, okay, we've gone on to this one enough. I think we've resolved it. Really, at the end of the day, it teaches us an important. Well, okay, it teaches us 2 important lessons.
1, don't leave.
One,
2,
don't trust the Chinese with sensitive documents. 2, that
let's just Timu.
really we just kind of got our hopes up for nothing, and cope is a powerful tool to lead to disappointment.
There you go.
There we go.
there we go.
This one is from Michaela. So, Power Rangers is dead. ASJ is going to jail, and Megaforce Red hates trans people. What are your thoughts?
What?
Okay,
Thanks for
you're
the
going
loaded
a little
fucking
fast there,
question.
dude.
Wow.
Hold on. Let's go about. Let's take a step back.
Okay. Let's go backwards on this one. I don't know anything about Megaforce Red, so I don't fucking know.
Neither.
I don't know what the hell this is about. I definitely have a lot to say about that last, or I guess first topic. Whatever. I have seen nothing regarding Megaforce Red. I don't know what he said. I don't give a fuck unless he's saying like, you know, full 1488 tier kind of stuff. It doesn't bother me. I don't care what some
that is apparently
out
what he
of
said.
work
That's
rich
on there.
white dude has to say. Not even rich, probably.
He's a model, apparently.
I mean, I'm not surprised considering the dude allegedly pretty heavily browsed 4chan back in the day. There's a somewhat proven story. Back during the filming of Megaforce, there was a guy, obviously totally anonymous, and it was never fully proved. But the guy made allusions to being his actor, posting on, I think it was TV, and he was like, I'm an actor for a relatively successful children's superhero show, and the reason why all the actors suck is because the directors are telling us to suck, basically. I would have to go find the post, but I'll save that for whenever if we ever decide to fucking watch that show.
We will. It'll be right after Ghost.
No, that's Gotchard.
Wait, actually, to be fair, what would be worse than watching? What would be the worst thing to watch right after Ghost?
Ghost
Cub
again?
Attack or Super Megaforce?
Kabutak, because at least Super Megaforce is short.
So we're watching Cub Attack then.
Fuck.
Thanks a lot, Jay.
Okay, so as far as my thoughts are, the only thing that I know is that he said some legitimately fucked up stuff, like about trans people. I don't know for sure. So legitimately fucked up could mean he just hates them, or he said some naughty things. Honestly, I don't care because he's a fucking nobody.
Yeah, like
Don't give this guy attention.
I've been
Honestly, anybody, yeah. Honestly, who like give this guy gives this guy attention, you're kind of a fucking idiot because he's a fucking nobody. He's a loser. Leave him. Let him stew.
Look, I've been around the block enough, obviously being told I should get mad about this thing because it's homophobic or transphobic or whatever. And obviously there are things that I agree with and that do legitimately offend me. But it kind of depends on whether or not he just said, like, something mild or, like, something just to be edgy, or whether, again, he's talking about, like, round him up, put him in a camps and gas him tier shit.
Yeah.
Like, are we saying he's homophobic because he's moderately right-wing, or he disagrees with some policy of, you know, let's let everybody into wherever they want, no rules, full anarchy kind of shit? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't care. He's a fucking whoever. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect me. Fucking whatever. He is free to have those opinions in. Actually, wait, no, I don't think he lives in America, so he might not be free and allowed to have those opinions. I digress. Morally speaking, he is free to have whatever opinion he wants. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not going to bother looking it up.
Well, there you go.
Point number 2.
Phil.
Or Phil, I guess if you want to have your thoughts.
My thoughts is that I don't care if he's if he's being edgy for the sake of being edgy. That's kind of a dickhead move. If he's legitimately serious, then he's got a very serious problem.
There you go. So now, point number 2. Austin St. John is going to jail. Yeah, he is.
Is he?
What else do you want me to say about that?
I didn't know he was going to jail.
More than likely.
Is this about the COVID money thing, or is this something else? Because this is new to
No,
me.
it's about the COVID money stuff.
Really? Huh.
He's still in it. He's still going. So
Yeah, I know. I
I'm
could have
pretty
sworn he made some in a plea deal about that. I thought that case was resolved already.
Yeah, I
Oh, a
thought so,
plea
too.
deal. I don't know about that. I mean, look. Either way, the fact that it was basically proven that he stole money from people who actually needed it. Sorry, bud. Stock went all the way down.
Yeah.
Like, nah, dude. You don't. That ain't cool. You don't do that. It's like,
Yeah.
And not only that, and I said this. I said this when we first got the question about it, way back when this first happened. I said I don't think someone could be that stupid to use the name of the character they had in a TV show to scam people. Apparently he was.
Oh.
Because he was using the name Jason to scam people.
Why?
I gave people way too much faith, apparently.
Wait, isn't his real name actually Jason? I could have sworn.
No, it's Austin St. John.
No.
Is that actually?
That's
Isn't that
stage
actually?
name.
His, I could have sworn that wasn't like.
That's a stage name.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's
his name
what I
is
remember.
actually Jason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jason Geiger.
Which is why he's Austin St. John is because Jason David Frank, from what I remember.
God, enough with the acronyms.
Right. Point
God
is,
damn it.
Yeah, it's a little screwed up. I didn't realize he was actually going to jail for it. I kind of made my opinions on that again clear when that happened. It's been so long ago since then. I don't even remember the full details. I mean, if he's going to jail, you know, obviously it sucks for him to be going to jail, but did something bad, and he admitted to doing something bad. So, you know, well, you kind of lose that one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You could have just stuck to the gay porn, bud.
And we wouldn't have judged.
Get started with
we
it.
wouldn't have judged.
Well, I would have.
Well, that's you.
What are you going to judge his performances in those
I'm not
two?
going to judge him at all because I'm not going to watch it.
Phil is, of course, his biggest connoisseur.
Oh, shut up.
Look, it's not my fault. Look, it's not my fault that Phil is just really into Gachamuchi.
Who isn't?
I don't even know what that is.
I miss you, Aniki. It's because you have no culture.
I'm more cultured than you.
But on to the first topic. Yeah, Power Rangers is now officially
Dead.
deader than fucking dead. As we learned earlier today, Hasbro is auctioning off and destroying pretty much all of their suits that they have. We know for sure they're auctioning off the main 5 and the Zed suit. Which, I don't know I assume those are the American-made ones, the American-made Ranger suits, because I'm sure Toei would probably like the suits they made back. I know. I know for Cosmic they were literally dumpster diving to get old suits from Toei for monsters, which is why they have monsters from like 8 different shows in that. So I'm sure they probably don't necessarily care about like one-off monster suits or villains or whatever, but I'm sure they would probably want the Ranger suits back if they're the ones they made. As for the rest, I mean, I can't really feel bad about it, because, like, fucking who... First and foremost, they're not even the original suits anymore. All of those suits have been remade. They're not the same ones from the 90s that they used. So the whole idea of, like, oh, we gotta preserve them, oh, we gotta put it in a museum, that everybody's talking about, like, who cares? It's a replica. It's not even the real thing. Like, if they were still using the same fucking Zed costume from the 90s, yeah, I would agree they should probably kind of preserve that or put it on display somewhere. But it's just like the rebuilt one they had from like 2 years ago. It's worthless. It doesn't mean anything. It only means something because, you know, the character, and if that's the point, then fuck, we just build another suit and put it on display. You know, whatever. Who cares?
It doesn't even look like Zed's original Zed. It looks like Zed from the movie.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's that too. That doesn't even really look like the same guy.
But that's the thing, right? Like, it's one of those things where there's something cathartic about seeing this essentially a funeral for this hated fucking occasion. Because I don't give a fuck anymore, man. We said this so many times. I don't give a fuck. It's dead. Stomp on it. Spit on it. Laugh about it. It deserved to die 15 years ago. I said this before and I'll say it again. Power Rangers hasn't been good for 15 fucking years. And if you want to argue with that, then yeah, I can argue it's been bad since even before that. Shut the fuck up, let it die, burn them all in a fucking wax house like fire, die.
Yeah, you guys are asking the wrong people for opinions about Power Rangers.
I mean, AJ
okay,
doesn't
fine.
Really care. No, I'm saying AJ doesn't really care, and Jay is kind of indifferent to it.
Well, okay, if you want to get like really technical and all this shit about what's going on with Power Rangers and all this, right? Okay, fine. Yeah, it sucks that they have to recoup their losses by selling essentially quote unquote history. But I don't fucking care, dude. Like, it's not like at the end of the day, if this franchise had any fans to spare, it's not their fault. Right. That the franchise is where it is right now. It is the fault of Nickelodeon, Hasbro, Mattel, Haim Saban, Disney, Netflix, and that motherfucker Simon Bennett. It's all of their faults that Power Rangers is where it's at today.
Yeah.
You can divide blame however the fuck you want on this blame diner, on this blame pie. You can divide it however you fucking want to. At the end of the day, the pie still has one fucking name on it, and that's Power Rangers, and it failed. Why? Because all of these people had their heads so up the fucking ass of what they could do and what they couldn't do that, honestly, it would have just been better if Power Rangers ended back in 1995. Who fucking cares?
Right.
Spit on it, roll it up into a fucking carpet, burn it, and let it die. That is the last thing I will ever say about Power Rangers. At least
until we get,
in terms of the franchise.
Until we get another question.
Unless it somehow survives again, which at this point is incredibly unlikely. Unless Power Rangers becomes the franchise equivalent of like fucking Terry Funk and just cannot stay retired and gone, I don't think we're going to be talking about it anytime soon. At least in a present sense.
I was going to say, like, Power Rangers is like the equivalent of TNA. It should have been died. It should have been dead in 2010.
Hold on. That's not fair because at least Power Rangers started good and TNA never was good.
TNA was great because of that perk angle, okay?
I guess that's true. It had that.
What the hell is TNA?
So that's the equivalent of Power Rangers in space, perk angle. It's like, think about it. TNA has been around for so many years. It has sucked for so many years, and everybody fucking hates it. But every once in a while, it does something cool, And everyone's like, all right, maybe we don't hate you this much this week.
Perhaps we
That's what
treated
Power
you too
Rangers
harshly,
is.
TNA, and then fucking, I don't
What the hell
know,
is TNA?
Jeff Hardy or whoever
Oh,
the
it's
fuck does something
wrestling.
retarded again.
Oh, it's wrestling.
Well, he already has.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's like saying a day ends in Y or that water is wet. Jeff Hardy did something retarded.
Well, you know what? I believe in Joe Hendry. So moving on.
But yeah, this has been a long time coming. Everybody who had hopes that it was going to keep coming back is just deluded. Like, I don't know how anybody didn't expect this was going to happen when Hasbro bought it. Hasbro bought it outright, to be fair. Because, like, when they first made the deal, and it's like, oh, Saban's keeping it, but they're just making the toys. Like, all right, maybe it had a chance. Once the whole thing went over to Hasbro, you should have seen this death coming a mile away. Fucking everybody who knows anything about Hasbro saw this coming. This happens so many times with their franchises that it's a wonder that they even have any money left. It's just, it was an inevitability.
I'd say they still make money off of Disney, but with the way Star Wars is, they ain't making a buck.
Well, I mean, like okay, like think about it, right? And this goes back. This is the callback to when we got a question about this a while ago about Hasbro kicking Toei to the fucking curb to make their own shit. I said something in that video very clearly. If they did that, they would be throwing their money away, and you might as well just kill Power Rangers off now. And guess what? The moment they threw Toei away, the moment they told those people in Japan, fuck you, we can do it better, womp fucking womp.
Immediately crashed and burned after one season.
So, as much as I hate to say it, for the first time in his M&M Muppet fucking life, Linkara was right. Just sub the fucking Sentai.
Wow, you actually gave Linkara credit.
That's how bad it is that Linkara is getting a W.
I know. It's not much of a W if you go by his tax return, but still.
You know about a tax return?
The guy talks about him.
That's not something I would talk about
anyways.
in public.
Well,
it's
the
Linkara.
thing is, Phil, Linkara is not very smart. But yeah, it's I think I'm finally glad we can build the funeral pyre and burn what remains of Power Rangers and never, ever, ever have to worry about it or give it time again.
Until they bring it back.
No, because even if they bring it back, who's going to give a shit? Because if they do what everybody keeps saying they're going to do, is they're going to remake it, or they're just going to remake Mighty Morphin again.
We don't want to
Who's
remake
gonna
a Mighty
fucking
Morphin
care?
again. We had
Exactly.
Where's it gonna air? On fucking Pop TV?
We had that in 2010, and all they did was add shitty effects to it. We don't need another remake of Mighty Morphin fucking Power Rangers.
But that's what we're saying. Well, not only that, but again, where would it air? The only place that would air any schlock like that would not be laughed at would be fucking like Tubi. Or Pluto.
To be fair, hey, don't make fun of Pluto. Pluto has good shows. So, but no, it's like
it's not like Tokusatsu is gonna pick it up.
No,
hell no.
They're not fucking. They'd sooner air like fucking Alf than they would put Power Rangers on. They have shown Alf instead of putting anything else on. That shows you how much they give a shit.
Oh, fuck.
By the way, have you ever seen Japanese Alf? It's very interesting. They have a very interesting voice for Alf.
I have not, and I want to see.
Do they do the thing with Plankton and SpongeBob for the Japanese dub, where they give him like a little girl voice?
No, he's got a very like old man voice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
that's
old gruff voice, kind of like he sounds like he chain smokes a pack a day kind of voice.
it's just fucking Heihachi's voice actor.
You know what? I don't know. It might be. It's definitely not Insho Izuka. I can tell that. But
oh man.
Yeah.
But to get back to on topic once again, it's dead. Good. You're not gonna see me crying about it again. And I want to say this too, because like a lot of people think that we hate just the idea that Power Rangers ever existed. Like it's like we're like Dave Meltzer to WWE. We just hate the idea that it exists. No, I liked Power Rangers when I was a kid. There are still seasons I still think can hold up, and there are still things about it that I think are great. Unfortunately, all of that shit stopped in like 2005. After that, nobody fucking cared. Why should we care now? Like, it's literally that thing of like, you have fed us shit sandwiches for decades. Why should we care that you're going to give us a steak now, right? Like, at this point, who cares? So, fuck it. Let it die.
Right?
Let it die. Let it die. Let it shrivel up and die.
Just let it rest.
As I've said multiple times, Haim Saban, despite his
Asshole.
objectively evil nature, at least gave a shit about what he was making. Hasbro doesn't. And we should have seen this coming. And at this point, Hasbro's not going to fucking give it up. Because it's Hasbro. Why would they? So just accept that it's dead. And move on. Move on with your life. Maybe once every couple of years, they'll put Power Rangers in a fucking poster at a toy convention and bait you into thinking it's coming back. And it's not coming back. Just like they do everything else. Maybe we'll get another shitty comic in 10 years where they show up alongside, I don't know, fucking Mask or whatever, because they keep trying to make Mask a thing every now and then.
No, it's going to be with the GoBots.
No, not the GoBots.
You know what? Hey, that's probably the best way to bring Power Rangers back, is put them with another irrelevant piece of media. GoBots. Transformers and Sentai versus GoBots and Power Rangers. Yeah, that's how we're going to resolve this one.
You know what? That'd be pretty based.
You know what? I think that would probably be pretty interesting, but it's not going to happen.
I will say, how do you give less of a fuck as a company? How do you give less of a fuck about an IP than Disney did?
Right?
Disney wished it died. It actively wanted it to die. It was like Billy to his fucking spider son from Billy and Mandy. It wanted it to be dead.
Oh, it's
That's all it wanted. And it didn't die. Hasbro tried to desperately resuscitate and fucking blow air into any orifice it could find in this IP. And it fucking croaked within 5 years. How is that possible? How did you do that?
Again,
it's just par for the course for Hasbro at this point.
It's Hasbro.
Like, that's got to be like any like financial person out there, like a stockbroker or a financial advisor. Some of y'all gotta look into this, because there's no way that there's not some money laundering going on in here. This is fucked. So Hasbro is fucked. Power Rangers is dead. Next question.
Then watch, like,
boy.
a week from now, they actually do announce a reboot, and I'm gonna be pissed because we just had all this, and we said we were done.
And it's Disney again.
And now we're not gonna be done.
No, it's gonna be called Hasbro's Power Rangers, the Mightiest Morphin Heroes.
They would do that.
Or no, it could be like Earth's Mightiest Heroes. It's like Earth's Morphinest Heroes. There you go.
Don't give them ideas.
Don't give them ideas.
Hey, Hasbro, call me. I need a job.
Hasbro, call me so we can call you bitches.
You know, I actually applied for a job at Hasbro once.
Did you get it?
No.
Doing what?
Oh,
Sucking
yeah,
dick?
Jay, I got it.
Well,
I
he
get tons
probably
of health
wouldn't have
benefits
doing
and
that.
everything. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah.
What do you fucking think?
There are probably some health benefits for sucking dick at Hasbro.
I mean, I can certainly say there's health benefits to it in general. That's for sure.
Woohoo! Speaking of that, this one's from Tyler.
How is this going to relate to sucking dick? I need to know.
Maybe it's your ex.
Do you think Tokusatsu has an LGBT problem?
You're going to have to fucking elaborate on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you mean like with its characters, with its writing, or
the fan base? Because there's definitely a problem with the fan base as we described.
Well, okay, if you're talking about like characters, I wish you would have been a bit more specific.
Are they talking about
Dino
Fury?
Yeah, this is such an open-ended question, my dude.
This is like wow.
Okay, like if we're talking about like characters in Tokusatsu, I mean, to me, I think we're doing a okay job, especially from Japan's side.
Yeah.
Like, they're doing better than they used to do. But even then, right? Like you had something like High School Heroes. Now, I don't really like what they did with the High School Heroes character, but
they tried
to have a transgender person be one of the main heroes is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But outside of that, you don't really have a lot of like. I guess there would be serious representation. Like, of course, everybody talks about Oren from Gaim, right? Everybody talks about
He's just effeminate.
I mean,
And
he's obviously kind of a fruity guy, no pun intended. But
of course, you can.
That's allowed. You can have that.
You can have effeminate guys.
But see, like, you're gonna have the people like, well, I was gonna say you're gonna have those kind of people who are like, well, Oren's not really a good representation of what a gay guy is, and I'm like, I think he's pretty cool.
Are you
I mean,
sure?
Have you seen
Because
Greenwich
he's definitely
Village?
a good representation. Like, yeah,
Again,
you
I'm not the
might
one saying
find
it.
him a little like silly because you're probably just you have your interpretation of it, but he's a good character. He's really the best.
Yeah.
Sure, he's again fruity and he's a little effeminate,
But he's one of the best.
that's allowed.
But he's one of the best characters.
and that's
in the
mostly
show.
just there for the contrast of him being like a fruity, effeminate guy, and also he's like a fucking the Navy SEALs copy pasta as a person.
he's committed war
Yeah,
crimes.
pretty much.
He literally does, in fact, commit war crimes. Yes.
He just happens to make a really fucking great souffle.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. And again, I think Tokusatsu as a whole, okay, if you want to be serious, yes, there are still moments where there is potential LBGT in Tokusatsu that is not, I guess, up to snuff or maybe exactly the word would be kosher in America.
Yeah.
But I also don't think that there's ever that in the last 10 years there's been anything overtly offensive either.
No, I
don't
mean,
think
they're
so.
definitely not. There's definitely times where they're not handled great. Like the way Raya was revealed to be gay in that Ryuki spinoff, where
Oh, that
we
was
just cut to him in bed with some guy, which is I mean,
Which was fine.
it's not great, yeah, but at the same time, like, I don't know what your benchmark for good is or what a problem is, because I can point out to like 5 or 6 different like modern shows and the way they handle it and be like, this is not what we want. At the end of the day, I guess my point is, why do you want this show to be like every other Western slop show with the way it handles its characters? The reason why these Japanese shows are doing better is because they are not like Western shows. Is your solution to this problem making things worse? That's really my take at the end of the day. Do you want this thing to be worse overall?
I don't.
If so, then no, we're fine. That's the problem. That's the problem. Is this is just too open-ended of a question for me to give a definitive answer? Because I don't know what the hell you mean by problem. Do you mean that is it a problem that gays exist in these shows? I mean, I'm not gonna say you can't have that opinion. Obviously, it would be weird if I said so.
There are too many homosexuals in my country.
I mean, it's getting into like the way the fans seem to keep hyping it up whenever it's like I didn't watch King Oger, so I don't know if they actually did kind of give a definitive answer over whatever the fuck the deal with Purple was.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't homosexual at all.
I like that Phil said homosexual.
She got a little bit of homosexual spirit.
No, she wasn't.
But that's not what I meant. I know there's the whole thing about like the pronouns and the non-binary or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
what?
I never fucking got far enough in that chair. Yeah. That's
Again,
what I was trying to say.
Okay. Now, again, this goes back to the original like idea of the question. Is it about the characters? Is it about the themes of the show? Is it about how it plays off? Because if you want to talk about like LGBT representation, like talk about like themes or overtones or undertones, then I would say, are you watching this fucking franchise? Because like Kamen Rider alone is drenched with pee-pee touchers, man. Like seriously. Like,
Tokusatsu has
drenched.
been gay as fuck since like 1993, dude.
There's so much
It's like-
machismo in this.
You have like okay, let me just put it to you this way. Tokusatsu is a genre made up of very attractive men and girls in tight as fuck leather and or spandex, punching the shit out of each other and grabbing each other. What do you fucking think?
Right? Like, that's really it, is that we need to know what the fuck you mean to really give a better answer.
Yeah.
So, please send the question again if this does not satisfy you. But based on our own interpretations, not really, no. I think it's fine as is. Like, we don't need to have it be like Western shows where we spend the entirety of a fucking episode having two characters explain to the audience what, you know, being gay is, or what being transgender is, or whatever the fuck. Because it's going to be the same problem of, do you want this to be like every other shitty Western cartoon or TV show that's been on in the last, like, fucking 6 years? No. No, you don't.
No, we don't.
Do you want Kamen Rider to be Steven Universe, for fuck's sake?
Hell no.
No.
Oh.
No, you do not.
Well, I'm gonna just leave. I'm gonna end the question with this. I am all for having more gay, lesbian, trans, whatever you want to say, in Kamen Rider. That's fine. What I'm not okay with is if they're shoving it in our face 24/7. From what I know, from what I've been told, and from what we saw in season 1, Green from Dino Fury was done relatively okay.
Was.
They didn't shove it in her face. It was just, she just is, and that's cool.
That is like one of the few things that I actually liked both about Green as a character and the way the show did that, is that they bring it up just matter-of-factly and then never mention it again. It's just a thing in the background. That's all. Like, that is what we need. That is the way we need to do it.
So, yeah. Gay is okay, as long as you're Jay.
Well, I would hope there's nobody else like me, because they're going to be getting a visit, is all I'm going to say.
I mean, by the law of averages.
The law of averages what?
By the law of averages.
The law of averages, that's all you're going to say?
That's all he's going to say.
You're not going to elaborate?
No.
It's AJ.
Okay.
Jay, it's AJ. What do you expect from him?
Motherfucker,
expect
shut
a
up. You didn't know what
goddamn answer.
Scatman John after fucking 30 years
Now I know who
was.
Scatman John is.
Because we had to teach you.
And just sit you down and give you a lesson.
Hey, Phil, it says gullible on the ceiling.
I'm a Scatman!
Well, I mean, if that's your fetish.
I didn't realize
That's
Phil was
not
German.
mine.
Oh, wait, no, yeah, that's right. He is German, isn't
I'm
he?
a little bit German.
Oh.
So that means you
What
like
does
it a
that
little
mean?
bit.
I'm 1/8 German.
Well, I'm a little bit
You only
country.
got 1/8 of a German's cock up your mouth. Now shut up.
I'm a little...
What is it with you and cocks?
That's all they've really got over there, though.
AJ, what is it
Lengthwise.
with you and cocks? Are you secretly gay?
What, me? Jay? Secretly gay? Yeah, I'm the straightest
you!
dude on this
Not
podcast. What are
you,
talking about?
Jay!
Oh
I'm
man!
gay.
Wait! You're telling me? Are you telling me Jay's gay? I don't know, man. This is a Christian podcast. I don't know if I can do this.
Right?
We must repent for our sins.
You guys have seen photos of my wife, okay? You know that I am definitely 100% not a gay man.
Yeah, we've seen all those Ricky Martin ass children you've got too. That's a fucking like millennial joke that no one's gonna get.
I know.
Anyways,
Moving on.
next question. All right. This is related to the Kabuto 20 years after question you guys got on the last mailbag. Are there any other anniversary specials that will never happen for any Tokusatsu IP?
Didn't we already kind of go on a tangent
Yeah,
about
we
that
kinda
in that,
did.
or did we not?
We kind of did, but I guess like she's saying any. Oh, by the way, this was from Sarah. She's kind of saying from like any IP we
Sarah.
can think of.
Sarah!
Just in general, I mean, other than the ones we've already talked about before, nothing that really comes to mind, excluding ones that have already gotten one. Like, yeah, I'm sure we're probably not gonna get like another Gokaiger one anytime soon, or, well, we're definitely not after everything that happened with Ikeda. But
we're not going to be getting a Garo 20 years after.
no, I mean, the closest we got was the last movie, Moonbow Traveler, because that got Koga back after God knows how long. Actually, no, next year is 20 years, so that's not going to happen. I mean, it could happen, but...
Well, like, there's a lot of Sentai that are either not popular enough or don't have everybody to do it.
Yeah.
There's some of the ones that unfortunately can't do it because of some medical issues, which we've gotten into before, I think.
Yeah, obviously in cases where the actor is no longer able to perform, those more than likely aren't going to happen. I mean, it is entirely possible you could. It's probably not, smart to do an anniversary and have one person sitting out. Even though that has happened before.
I mean, what was I thinking? I had it on the top of my head. Not Maji Ranger. Which one was it?
Well, there is Maji Ranger is probably never going to happen. That's just because Maji Green's a cunt.
Yeah, because Maji Green keeps screening their calls.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny, though.
Believe it or not, Green isn't at home. Please leave a message.
I mean, if you want to be like, I don't know, fucking... I mean, I guess people are like, Kaku Ranger got 2 of them, I guess.
Technically, yeah.
And technically got 2 of them. But, I mean, a lot of them I don't think would be popular enough to get them, honestly.
Right? Like, at this point, we're not probably ever going to get any Metal Heroes anniversaries because Space Squad seem... Well, most of the Denji men are in their, fucking 70s at this point. So, statistically...
Well, Fujioka was, too.
Yeah, I mean, true. But Fujioka's still in amazing shape. Have you looked at the man?
He is in pretty good shape.
I swear to God, the man has not aged a day in, the last 30 years. He looks exactly the same.
That's just those genes, man.
I mean, hey, it's true. Cyborg parts, too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure most of the Metal Hero ones are probably never going to get anything.
I know we keep joking about it, but Attack 30 years after.
It's possible.
Cub Attack 30 years after.
Actually, it's funny I say that, and they had the dudes from Winspector and Soulbrain show up in the Gotchard episode recently for absolutely no reason. So, I mean... It's possible we could get something for them in the next couple of years. I don't know. But yeah, a lot of the Metal Hero ones, probably not.
Probably not. No.
The closest we got was they have a Jiraiya in Ninja, which nobody seemed to really care about. And then Space Squad, which didn't really do very well, considering they fucking shelved
and
it.
Sharavan new Sharavan's actor's retired, so he's not coming back.
There's that too, yeah. Geki Violet retired,
which is sad.
And then we've got in terms of other franchises, we've discussed Sentai. We've kind of gone over the ones that will or won't. Garo, I mean, they brought fucking Ryuga back for the most recent season, so a new Koga show is not never going to happen, but probably unlikely.
I forgot Ryuga came back. Fuck me.
I haven't been watching that show. I watched one episode of it. The official subs were dog shit. I was like, all right, I'm going to wait for somebody else to do this. And then I forgot. So I don't know anything about the new Garo show. But other than that, yeah, we've gone over all of the Rider ones a million times. Godzilla
when are we going to get a
super...
When do we get a Super 1 30 years after?
Whenever they find him. Or I guess whenever the...
that's going to be the fucking anniversary, finding him.
Whenever the statute of limitations runs out, I guess, which is 2012, probably another 13
what's
years.
the statute of limitations of pissing off the fucking Yakuza?
Technically never. Unless you outlive all of them, which is impossible.
I mean, if he's a cyborg, so maybe.
True. And then other franchises, Ultraman has always done... They've never really done X years after kind of stuff, but they've always kept the characters relevant and coming back. So they've never really needed to. So it's
Yeah.
possible we could get something like that sometime, but it's unlikely to, especially after Trigger and Decker did as well as they did. But then, like, what the fuck else do you have? Like,
Unfixed 5 years after.
well, it's gonna take 5 years for the next fucking episode to come out.
No, he said he's filming it.
Listen, I get it, Tagachi. You're busy again. Just fucking finish it already, dude. Come on.
Stop fucking teasing us, man.
Like, legit. It's been, like, what, 2.5 years now?
Wecker 30 years after?
Hell no.
Well, it's possible.
Evolver 30 years after?
That would require anybody in that show to still be alive besides Hagino.
Well, the
I
pool
kinda hope
chick
they're all
is. The pool chick's still around, I think. You
Probably.
know, Vanny Knight's 30 years after.
I mean, we are
Rosetta.
dangerously close to a 25th anniversary, so...
Rosetta 30 years after. Could do that.
like we. That's the kind of the end of it all. Is like, out of the big franchises, everything that we're ever realistically going to get has probably already happened, or is never like within any kind of reasonable time frame for us to predict. And everything outside of that doesn't have enough staying power to really relevant, like require like a reunion or whatever. Like at most we'd probably get a reboot or whatever. Like I know they did the Kakaida reboot, which kind of bombed. What the fuck was that?
I'm just laughing at the fact that there was a Kikaida reboot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was.
Remember when they brought him back to play Kamen Rider Kikai? I do.
I do.
What the fuck was that?
It was called a casting gag.
What the fuck was wrong with you people?
They tried to reboot Silver Mask and Red Baron with that, what was it, fucking Brave Storm movie or whatever the fuck it was called, which I don't think anybody saw. Gamera
When are they
kind of got a
reboot Lion
reboot.
Maru?
It's you know, like that's the thing. Again, that's the end all be all of it. It's either too far off for it to ever matter, or just there is not enough staying power for it to warrant one.
What are
Like,
they
I
going
didn't
to
be
reboot
wrong.
Lion
It'd be cool
Maru?
to see like a reboot of like, I don't know, Moonlight Mask or Prince of Space or some shit like that, or I don't know, Super
Spectre
Inframan.
Man?
What?
Spectre Man?
Spectre Man would be pretty cool. Actually, did they not? I thought they did. No.
No, I don't think. Oh, I mean, again, I keep saying Lion Maru. Why not?
Lion Maru would probably go over pretty well.
Chunin Mask? I don't know.
Maybe.
It probably exists. I don't know.
I could have sworn they were going to do a Ninja... Somebody said they were going to do a Ninja Captor reboot like a year or two ago, and that never happened. Which could probably work in a modern day. But that's kind of the thing, is that... Like, we can sit here and name shows that, like, yeah, they could probably do that. Yeah, they might do that. But there's no real chance of it ever happening.
Yeah.
So basically, you're shit out of luck.
Basically.
Go home, do your homework.
Eat your vitamins, stay in school, say your prayers.
So you touched...
I touched what now?
What did you touch?
So you touched on it a little bit before, but are there any stories about meeting people in the fandom that you can share from Tyler? Again, this is a different Tyler, I'm assuming.
I think we've shared all of the ones that are worth sharing.
Yeah.
Okay,
at least
can
at once.
I'm not gonna censor her name because I'm not saying anything that isn't true.
That's true.
So, did we ever talk about the Mars Girl thing?
I'm pretty sure we have, but I don't think it ever actually made it into a video. Like, I know we talked about it when it happened at AX, and I know we've made jokes about it. I don't think we ever actually uploaded our quote-unquote meeting with Mars Girl.
Well, okay, because it was like, okay, like there's the sequence of events that I saw someone post from somebody else that was there. I think I showed that one to you, Jay.
Yes, I know the post you're talking about, which basically is 1-to-1 exactly what happened with us.
Well, it's 1-to-1 what happened with a little bit extra, and I can't say for sure whether or not it's real. I got sent it by somebody else, by a third party, of which who will stay anonymous.
But it lines
so
up
yes.
with what happened with us and what we saw.
Yeah, actually, I want to see if I can find it in the messages we have. Because I know it's there somewhere, because I do want to read off of it a little bit. Because it is pretty funny when I read it.
It is, but while he does that,
these are just SpongeBox.
I mean, in terms of like every time, in terms of like people of note, like people you would know, really, we've talked about all of them. Like, we definitely met people at AX, like artists and, you know, craftsmen and stuff like that, and vendors, and that was all fun. And a lot of that was pretty professional and not really the most exciting thing in the world. Like, we talked a little bit with the Tokollectibles guy, mostly because on the last day they were playing Outsiders at their booth, and these two chuckle fucks had never seen Outsiders, so they were just sitting there, like, had no fucking clue what was going on, and I'm just there laughing at them, reacting to everything.
Wasn't that Japan World Heroes?
Yes.
Yes.
Why'd you say AX?
No. So
because Mars Girl happened at AX.
Okay, so I found a. So let's give our version of what happened with Mars Girl, because we can say for sure that's what happened to us.
So
and then I'll read off the one that I found online.
So I'll tell the story because you have the post there. So as we've discussed and as we've talked about, back in 2022, there was the Team Rider meetup and the Team Rider panel at Anime Expo, which AJ and I, alongside Chad, attended. And that was all good fun. The only other person of note there that we knew beyond the individual in question and, like, the Team Rider guys, actually, I swear we met, like, one or two other people of note. Like, mostly people on Twitter who I'm not familiar with. I know Chad knew a few people.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, like, I know there's, like, a cosplayer or two that Chad knew off the top of his head, but really the only individual in question was here we go. The individual in question that we're going to tell a story about. Sorry about that weird gap there. So we get to the meetup. We tried to get there relatively early just to, be extra. And we weren't the first people there. We were pretty early. We got to talk to the Team Rider guys a bit. We got to talk to some of the Bandai guys. And that was fun. So AJ and I are talking to somebody. I don't remember who. I want to say it was another fan. I want to say it was maybe one of the Bandai guys. I can't remember. We were talking to somebody. And I'm looking around, and out of the corner of my eye, I see Mars Girl, because it is, of course, very hard to miss Mars Girl. And that is not a comment about her physical size. That is more just a recognizable appearance, although she is rather large, obviously. And I turn to AJ, and I'm about to make a joke and call attention to her. But before I get to, she very loudly starts shouting some stupid shit. I don't remember. But she starts very loudly, like, shouting at the top of her lungs over, like, everybody else at the booth there. Literally as I'm turning to AJ to say something. So she starts talking, and AJ just looks at me, and we're just like, yep, it's time. That being said, we never actually interacted with Mars Girl. She was just there. I think we interacted more with her husband than we did actually with Mars Girl.
Yes.
Because what happened was, as we've already alluded to, was very loud, very obnoxious, very much trying to get attention. They had a little TV at the booth showing commercials. And like whenever anything happened in the commercial, because it was like the same 4 commercials, by the way. It wasn't anything like, it wasn't a loop of footage. It was just 4 different fucking advertisements. She fucking very loudly listed off every single advertisement that came out and started talking about it. Like, oh, you know, like the fucking Kuga Blu-ray one come up. And she started this big bitch fit about the whole Grongi sub thing, if you remember that, when that came out. And like everybody's kind of giving her side eye and nobody's really paying attention, and she's just kind of being a nuisance as more and more people show up. And that was pretty much the end of it. Like there was the big group photo, there was the big events. Pretty quickly got drowned out by everybody else in conversation. The only last thing I know was we were in line to get autographs from the Fudotante director. And once we got like near the end of the line, we saw her just kind of like huddled there in the corner of the booth, like not talking to anybody, looking at her phone, just like very obviously like isolating from everybody else. And that was pretty much the end of it. We didn't see her again for the rest of the day. We didn't see her or hear her at the Team Writer panel. And as far as we know, she never actually showed up. I'm pretty sure multiple people have said that, obviously. Well, I mean, I can't say obviously we didn't see her, so we don't know, because if we didn't see her, that means she wasn't there. But the point is, that's secondhand info. We don't have a confirmation for sure, personally, whether she was there or not. But everybody else said that she wasn't there. So it's really not the most exciting interaction with Mars Girl, but it kind of paints a very interesting picture, is all I'm going to say.
Yeah, so again, this is our specific meetup with her. However, there was a post that I was sent by a third party talking about what his or hers, I don't know actually, his or hers little encounter with Mars Girl was like. And like Jay said, it's almost fucking funny that it's almost 1-to-1 to what we discovered, what happened to us. So according to this individual, everybody there, like Jay said, kind of knew who she was, but nobody actually made a big deal about it, because I mean, it's Mars Girl, to be completely honest, right? So the guy goes around and he tries to talk to Mars Girl, and from all outward appearances, she completely, like, I guess, I don't know, spazzes out at him when he starts talking to her for some reason. And I think the yelling that he encountered with Mars Girl is the yelling that Jay heard from him trying to talk to her. Again, I'm going to say him because I think it might be a guy from the way he types.
We don't know.
So, yeah. So the person's like, I tried talking to her, and then she starts yelling about how Team Rider's doing the bare minimum for subs. I get really fucking weirded out, and I kept trying to talk to her. She completely blows me off by yelling random shit again to get people's attention, almost like she wants to weird me out and make me leave. And let me see here.
Yeah, while he's looking, I do want to interject. That is true. I did forget about that. A lot of her yelling was her being very openly negative and aggressive towards Team Rider for her own perceived, like, her perception of them, which is that they weren't really doing anything, that they were very, very much doing bare minimum, which, as we've discussed and as we know, is not true. So, AJ, continue.
So, as she's yelling and he gets more and more taken back, let's see here. They seem to have a plush raffle, which I do know that Jay and I won one, I think.
Yes.
They were for like little plushies they're like Kugun double and like cute little, they're like teddy bears.
They were like little teddy bears wearing rider costumes, basically.
So he's talking about the raffle for the plushies. She's right behind him, talking at rapid speed. Her husband's there too, but he's he was too inoffensive besides being a manlet. I'm reading this from a quote, by the way.
Yes, I have nothing negative to say about him because I have no perception of him as an individual.
He seemed okay to me when I talked to him.
Yeah. He seemed... that's the most we could say, is that he didn't seem like a weirdo.
We started getting our autographs from the anime director. We're all going to get the autograph, and I noticed how close and really loud she was towards the director, who does not speak English. She's shouting and being Mars Girl, and I'm watching this from the corner of my eye, since I already had my autograph and was talking to a cosplayer there who had a very cool suit. I then hear, I think, one of the people running the booth saying, "Hey, we're happy you're having fun, but you're kind of disturbing the people by being so loud." After that, I see she wanders off by herself in the booth without her husband, with this weird-ass look on her face like she had just had her dad told her that she hated him or something. Like a sincere look of sadness. She didn't get near anybody, talk to anybody, and she didn't even look at anyone for the entire time the gathering was held. I actually want to go talk to her again, but I felt it was kind of weird, and I just wanted to do it for pity, but I ended up not doing it because I got caught up in another conversation. After that, she full-on vanished. I don't mean she and her husband left, because he was still a part of the convention, or part of the conversation I was having. When I say she left full-on with the car, and apparently left her husband behind. I know this because he said flat out, "Oh, she left without me again."
Oh my god.
Oh, I forgot. I've read the story before. I forgot about the again part.
I didn't know if he meant jokingly or not until he asked a guy we were talking to if he knew where the shuttles to the hotel were. Not gonna lie, I was fucking shocked. She apparently didn't come back for the panel proper later that night, but he did, so I guess she just stayed home or something. But that was my entire interaction with her. It lasted maybe 10 minutes tops, but it's 10 minutes I hope never to relive again.
So yeah, pretty much...
literally, that's basically everybody's story that I know who met her at AX.
Pretty much, yeah. It's, again, this is a verifiably exactly what happened to us. So it's quite the interesting individual we had there. But I guess to cycle back to the full topic, that's really about it in terms of like named names that we've interacted with. Because we really haven't met anybody super significant in terms of fans. You know, no offense, obviously, to anybody we have met and had conversations with. 99% of the people we've talked with and met, especially at Japan World Heroes, wonderful people, amazing time.
Yeah, like if you're looking for like the backstage ska and the tea and all that, there really isn't a lot because guess what, guys? People in real life are not nearly as idiotic as people on Twitter.
Right.
Okay? It does not happen like that.
Most of these clowns on Twitter who act like this in real life are gigantic pussies. Not me, though. I'm built different.
Anything.
And they'll never do anything. I've got that mental illness buff that allows me to act the same online as I do in person.
Well, not unless it's around your Mark David Chapman.
Well,
to be fair, though, you confirmed that wasn't the same kid.
No, that's right. Yes, it was some other guy. Yeah.
Which makes it even creepier because why was he following us like that?
Right? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that kid's problem?
To give you context, as we mentioned before, we did a whole thing called Test Your Toku for Japan World Heroes. We did this whole thing, and we had to sign up, and sometimes I made Phil Death Stranding that sign and hold it in his backpack, which was, you know what, dude? That was such a good idea to bring your backpack. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you actually had it. In hindsight, it was a very good idea that he had that. So we had that sign, and this guy who was dressed up in a DGP suit, one of the DGP uniforms.
The blue coat.
Yes, he was following us. And I thought it was somebody that Jay had known from Anime Boston who he pissed off. Or no, not that you pissed off, but the guy just made a really bad panel.
I did not like because they were an unlikable individual.
Yes.
Which the reason I thought so is because the kid looked almost identical, had the same exact outfit on, and I'm like 95% sure I heard him say, Anime Boston and come
He
up
did.
to me. Yes.
He did.
But I
So
don't know.
so this guy, for some reason, was following us throughout most of the convention, and like at a certain point started like clinging towards like the three of us. Chad was there too, but he was busy doing stuff with Gakusano. So we were there and we were doing our stuff, and he was clinging to us, and it was to the point where Jay even had to say like, "Hey, back off, please."
Well, it's because
it was
we
getting
were
creepy.
actively recording something at the time, and he starts cutting in, started like walking right next to me. I'm like, you're in the fucking camera, dude. Back up.
And it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Besides him, that was pretty much everybody. I mean, we already talked about He Who Shall Not Be Named. That's pretty much everybody that I can remember that was kind of annoying at there. I mean, there was one guy, but we can't say his name without getting censored. But there
were
one guy.
definitely annoying people, but nobody like worth talking about. Like whenever AJ eventually finally finishes that fucking video, you'll know there's like one or two guys that I did not particularly enjoy talking with on camera.
Well, I'm not talking so much about the game show. I'm just talking about like the entire convention, because I think you know who I know, who you know who I know I'm talking about.
Beyond the one guy.
Besides the Mr. Lunchbox.
Yeah.
Seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? Anyways, Mr. Lunchbox. We'll talk about him someday when he gets canceled too.
Well, we've talked. No, I think we talked about that in the video we did during we kind of made our feelings about individuals working there known.
But yeah, that was pretty much everything that I can think of from the conventions we've gone to. I mean, again, like Jay said, like there's people that have annoyed us, but not like enough for us to come talk about it on recording, really. So that's really about it for that. If something happens the next time we go to a convention together, like Phil dies or something, then we'll tell you about it.
What?
No, I don't think we'll tell anybody that Phil died.
Yeah, Phil's okay. He will just breakfast at Tiffany. No,
Phil took a vow of silence. See, he's doing it right now.
Yeah, Phil.
Stop gaslighting me!
Well, why didn't you say something before then?
Because I wasn't there for the Morris Girl incident.
All right, fair.
But you were there for Japan World Heroes.
Yes, I was there for Japan World Heroes.
And how are you after that, Phil?
Fine.
It's a fucking year later. How are you after that? Just a couple more and we're done for today. All right. This one is, funny enough, from Tiffany. So, many people have said that Power Rangers destroyed Tokusatsu's reputation in America forever.
It did.
Is this true? If
Yes.
so, how?
It did.
I mean, all you have to do is look at the last 20 years up until the last year and a half with the way people treated it. Just openly treated it like a complete joke, child farce. I mean, to be fair, it still is a kid's show, but that's all you really need to worry about. Like, that's really the answer. Yeah, look at how everything was up until fucking Shin Ultraman came out. Bam. Proof.
Let me say it like this. Do you want to know how bad it fucked up everything's reputation, Tokusatsu's reputation? Go back about 5 years. Actually, you know what? Let me do you one better. Go back about 4 years to the good old year of 2020. You know, the best year. Show a picture of Kuga, Ultraman, and Garo to any random motherfucker anywhere in America. What's the first thing that's going to come out of their mouth? That's a Power Ranger. There you go. Right then and there. Right then and there is how you know this entire fucking thing got fucked up because of Power Rangers. And I said this during the last mailbag. Power Rangers, unfortunately, to everyone's chagrin, was and still is the last remnant of the Americanization of Japanese or foreign things in general that we could not let go of in the early to late 90s. We just can't allow anything to be Japanese. Can't allow anything to be its own culture. So we need to Americanize it. And because of that, we had such a bad downfall that every single Tokusatsu IP after that tried to come over here failed. Because nobody gave a fuck because everyone thought it was just Power Rangers. Look at how hard Ultraman had to fight to be here. And Ultraman was here for way longer, but look how much Ultraman had to fight to come back to relevance. Look at Kamen Rider. People were still calling Kamen Rider Power Rangers as early as 2022, right? So like all of this shit should tell you we have come a long way because Power Rangers is no longer around. Power Rangers, and the unfortunate thing is that Power Rangers in and of itself, the fact that it existed pretty much tells you that Tokusatsu itself will never be that mainstream. And in some ways that's good, in some ways that's bad. We'll get to that because we have a question about that. But it is the big sole reason why Tokusatsu is a laughingstock in America. And it sucks because I wish Tokusatsu had a better spokesperson than fucking Power Rangers, but there you go.
There you go.
That's my motto. That's my motto.
That's my motto.
That's the motto.
Again, it sucks to say because Power Rangers in and of itself should not have been this offensive. But the more we look back on it, I think the more we're going to realize, wow, this was kind of fucked up. Why did we do that?
Right.
Anyways, here's the last question for tonight. Can you believe it, kid? Actually, no, it's the second to last. This one's an easy one to answer. This one's from Bob. Where do you think Toho Godzilla goes from -1? Do we stick to having directors do their own spin-off on Goji, or one-off spin-offs on Goji, or do we start a legitimate series of movies again like we used to?
I mean, it's paid off the last couple of times. The last couple of movies just being like whatever, just super new original interpretations. I mean, I'd like another like full series again with a consistent continuity, but also at the same time, I don't know, because that's how you just like we have that with the MonsterVerse.
Pretty much.
MonsterVerse is obviously not going to be around too much longer. But -1, despite the way it ended, doesn't really need a continuation. Doesn't need to become a series or a franchise. So it's possible. I'm fine with it just being like a self-contained thing. Like every movie is a new thing with a new continuity. It's just a new interpretation.
Like the Millennium Era.
You know, they don't all have to be exactly like -1, where it's a totally original story and a reinterpretation of the original and all this. We can just have them be, you know, Godzilla fights a dude again. We can do that. We just don't need to worry about continuity or anything like that.
That was kind of my idea originally. Like, what if we just have, I don't know, Kojima finally puts it in. What if Kojima makes his own version of Godzilla versus Ghidorah? Why not?
Yeah.
You don't need the extra continuity for that. Because, again, like Jay said, if you want continuity, that's what the MonsterVerse is for. You know, that's the overarching story that has connections to everything. I think Japan is in a very special spot right now where you don't need to establish Godzilla. You don't need to establish his origins, where he came from, what he's all about. We know that. We have over 50 years of Godzilla. Actually, no, 60. Almost 70 years of Godzilla. Almost 70 fucking years of this fucking lizard running around. We know what he's about. We know what he likes to do. He big monster, he smash, and sometimes he fucks the butterfly, but that's not my thing. But that's his thing. That's the thing. So we don't need that anymore. So I think, like Jay said, Japan is in a very special spot where we can just make whatever. They can just make whatever. Oh, this time it's Godzilla versus... Fuck it, bring back Orga. Why not?
Godzilla versus
bring
Venezuela.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? To be fair, he might be able to fix the inflation problem.
He could.
But like, you know, you have Godzilla versus Orga, Godzilla versus
Gigan,
Mega Gyrus. Fuck it.
I'd like to see Gigan.
Yeah, you know what? Bring back Gigan again.
I'd love to see Gigan
Do
again.
it.
Bring back Gigan again. Bring back Baragon, Anguirus.
But for Gigan, do we use the older version of him, or do we use the new edgy version?
Yes, we use the chicken. We use the
Why
chicken.
do we use the chicken? I want to see the edgy version.
Because nobody wants the school shooter guy again.
True.
I want the school shooter guy again.
That's because you're a school shooter.
I haven't been in school in 10 years. Well, no, I haven't been in school in a year.
Well, I mean, if you, okay, that's college. That doesn't count. How long has it been since you've been out of high school, motherfucker?
10 years.
Really?
Almost.
Only 10?
Yeah, I graduated in 2012.
What? Then it's been over 10
Yeah,
years.
it's been over 10
Yes.
years.
Really? What?
Yeah, I'm old.
I feel like you've been out for... Wow. Goddamn, you are old. Kill yourself. Anyways.
Okay.
Live suicide on the Tokusatsu Podcastu. Can't believe it. That's the type of quality you get.
But to answer the question...
No, but yeah, like...
Sorry.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see more Japanese Godzilla films, but do their own thing. That's what we're basically been saying. Do their own thing and make it like the Millennium Era, where, each film was its own film. Maybe if there's room for it, give it a sequel, like with Godzilla against Mechagodzilla and Tokyo SOS.
Yeah.
Basically, what we're saying is make more Godzilla.
That can win Academy Awards.
That's our TED Talk. I have the unpopular opinion that Shin Godzilla would have gotten the exact same awards if these artsy-fartsy fucks got behind it back when it came out, too.
Exactly.
I love -1, but let's be fucking honest. Let's be really fucking honest. It would have been the second Godzilla to get an Oscar if the media push was behind Shin, okay?
Yeah, but
Let's just be honest with
saw
that one.
Shin. That's the thing.
Exactly. Anyways,
That's the sad thing.
this one is from Robert.
The cop?
Yes.
Cool.
So this is from Robert.
The cop.
Are you happy with how...
Nice.
Are you happy with how mainstream Kamen Rider has become in the West? Yes and no. Yes and no.
More
On
or
one
less.
hand, well, I was going to say, on one hand, I'm very happy that Kamen Rider has become more it's become more mainstream to the Western audiences, because guess what? That gives me more people to talk about it with. That gives me more people to introduce to our show. Shameless plug.
Shameless.
Oh, money.
Shameless plug for our show on our own show.
You know what? That's marketing, baby.
It's true.
Merchandising.
Merchandising.
Anyway,
Merchandising.
Introduces more people to that, introduces more people to us, introduces more people to the world of Tokusatsu and what it can do. It's fantastic. On the other fucking hand, if I gotta see one more motherfucking TikTok edit about Shotaro and Philip, I am going to scream. But even then, you know what's funny? I'm not going to see those because all of you fuckers stick to the same 3 shows that came out within the last 5 years. Fuck you. So, on one hand, yes, I am very happy that Tokusatsu is getting more mainstream, and I'm very happy that I have more people to talk about it, more people to discuss it with, and more people to just generally enjoy it with. But again, on the other hand, I really do not like this. Basically, what everybody hates happened to anime Twitter. I really do not like what's happening to anime, what's happening to Tokusatsu as well. Because it is happening, and it's annoying, because I want to have actual discussions, not engagement bait threads about, here are the top 5 Kamen Rider penises.
What?
Well, we all know who number 1 is.
Exactly, and that's Hibiki.
Yes.
Hibiki.
He's used it the most. I'm pretty sure Hibiki has like a fucking foot long.
Well, I don't know. I didn't watch Hibiki.
Of course you didn't.
Hibiki has like a foot long
I'll
dong.
watch it on my own time one day.
What, his dick?
But yeah, like
Not his dick.
Well, it wouldn't be the first penis that Phil has watched,
True.
So it's fine. He watched Wizard.
Hey, that man had a great penis.
Moving on.
Holy fuck!
Still,
That's getting clipped.
that is getting clipped. Yes.
But yes, again, I'm very happy that it's become more mainstream. I just don't like the TikTokification that it's going through. That doesn't mean everybody does it. That doesn't mean you're doing it, the one listening. You can post whatever the fuck you want about it, be excited about it, but you know exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about TikTokification. That stuff's annoying. Don't do that.
Yes.
Jay.
Pretty much the same. It's I mean, I've made it clear my opinions on how things go and the way the trajectory of certain fan bases and all that. I guess to make it simple, I like that it's getting popular. I just don't like that it's getting popular in the way that I don't like. It's getting popular in the wrong ways.
Exactly. That's right, Jay.
That's right.
Phil.
I think you guys said it best. I mean, it's nice to be able to talk to people about this stuff. I can tell more people about it without feeling awkward about it. But I still got to do the whole, like, if they don't know what it is, I got to be like, okay, think of Power Rangers, but it's something like that. But I don't like the whole what's going on with it sometimes. I don't like when people use it to, like, debate stuff. I don't like it when people are TikTokifying it because I really don't like TikTok.
TikTok is bad.
TikTok is evil.
Exactly. So, with that being said, those are the questions we have for you tonight. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Jay.
Yes.
I don't know.
You gonna follow up on that or?
Fuck Zeb Wells.
Yes, agreed.
Exactly. Fuck Zeb Wells.
Fuck Wesley Snipes.
What about him? What did he do?
He was in Deadpool,
Which one?
the new one.
Dude, I just saw it!
Yeah.
Dude, I'm about to go see it in a couple minutes.
Oh fuck!
Get fucked!
Oh, fuck you, Jay!
Well, I mean, look, it's at least he didn't spoil Pedro Pascal's cameo.
Oh, I could have spoiled Blank's cameo as alternate Wolverine. Yeah.
Jay, you better not be doing that. You better not be telling the truth on
Oh, what? Am I spoiling that guy who played other superhero as playing fake Wolverine? Yeah. Haha. Ooh. Wow.
No, you better not.
That's
no,
so
you better
vague.
not have spoiled
That's
that
such
Blade
a vague
cameo.
thing I could probably be spoiling. Yeah.
You better not have spoiled that Blade cameo because I will kill you. I will go up to Boston and kill you.
I can spoil other cameos for you. Don't worry.
Don't!
That's basically all the movie is.
Dude, I'm gonna go see it in 2 hours.
Well, then hurry up. I don't know. When did you cut out?
Well, I think I cut out when I was talking about Pedro Pascal's cameo in Deadpool.
Oh, I was teasing Phil by maybe sort of telling him that maybe sort of a certain individual shows up as a certain fake version of a different character.
I'm gonna kill him.
Are you talking about Green Lantern?
To be fair, you know what? They made a Green Lantern joke in the second one, so I wouldn't even be surprised if that happens.
No, they made a Green Lantern joke in the first one.
Yeah, they made
No, I remember.
It was the first
To be
one.
fair, I only saw Deadpool 2 because it was on TV.
I only saw
I know they made a
Deadpool
joke
1.
about Ryan Reynolds looking at the script for Green Lantern. That's it.
I thought that was the first one. Fuck.
I can't believe Fred Savage showed up and he dabbed and then died.
Stop
That
spoiling
that's
stuff
real.
for me.
I can't believe Macho Man Randy Savage came out and then he also dead and died.
I can't believe Macho Man Randy Savage is playing Galactus.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, it kind of fits, you know.
Right?
I'm gonna leave.
Ooh, the planet always races to the top.
I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
I can't believe Ben Affleck shows up playing. I was actually about to name a hero, but I thought he actually was a Marvel hero once, so never mind.
Who was he?
He was Daredevil.
Oh my god, I forgot he was
Yeah,
Daredevil.
yeah, he was.
So if he actually, you know what? No, that was me making a joke. If he actually is in the movie, I don't know. Unlike the first one I said, no, yeah, I don't know if that one's real or not.
I completely forgot Ben Affleck was Daredevil.
That's because everybody forgot that movie existed because it sucked.
How do we forget Daredevil exists, but we remember Elektra?
Well, everybody remembers Elektra because titties.
Yeah, Jennifer Garner.
But it was terrible.
Yeah, but titties.
Yeah,
But it was terrible.
Titties!
I know it
Okay.
was terrible, but
Titties!
people remember titties.
Okay, but how can you have that, but also Catwoman sucks just as much, and nobody
The
remembers that one?
titties!
Because Halle Berry's not as attractive. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, she doesn't have a whole lot going for her.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Hey, she's a handsome woman.
Whoa.
Phil, you don't call a woman handsome when you have anything good to say about her. That is a very backhanded compliment.
Wow. Jesus Christ, Phil. That's just rude.
You're rude. Saying that's...
I'm
no,
not
you know
rude.
what's rude is me spoiling that. I keep wanting to say an actor, but that's actually the actor who shows up in the movie. So that's,
Oh my God, Nicolas Cage.
Stop it! Stop it!
I can't believe the movie crossed over with Nicolas Cage's new movie, and Nicolas Cage became.
Will you
Nicolas Cage.
stop?
Willem Dafoe.
I can't believe Willem Dafoe showed up to play Uncle Ben.
The character he played in Lighthouse.
I can't believe Robert Pattinson showed up to play Green Lantern.
No. You got to go even further. Robert Pattinson came to play the character he played in that 9/11 movie.
Oh, no.
And that character was actually Daredevil. That's how he's blind in the MCU. He was in 9/11.
Oh my God, dude, shut up. That would be amazing. That would actually be so fucking funny.
You guys are horrible.
It's just Robert Pattinson. I was in 9/11 and now I'm Daredevil.
You guys are
I can't believe
horrible.
Cyclops whips out his cock on screen in that movie in Daredevil.
Dude, this is starting to sound like this is starting to sound like the script to one of those like disaster movies or epic movies. Oh my God, it's Hannah Montana.
I will
That is
delist you if you
That
keep
is literally
doing
what the
this.
movie is. It is just, oh my God, its character shows up. Oh, they're dead.
Oh my God, it's Reed Richards' cock.
Oh my God,
Guys,
it's,
I will demist both of you.
The fuck was his name? No, it wasn't.
Oh my God, it's Jennifer Garland as the Blob.
Who was the kid from 21 Jump Street that wasn't Jonah Hill again?
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum?
Channing Tatum. Yeah, was he?
Oh my God, it's Channing Tatum as Jupiter's Ascending.
It's Channing Tatum as
The 27th
that
Jump
one
Street.
X-Men that he played in the fucking X-Men movies 15 years ago.
What?
Wait, no, that was somebody else.
Yeah, it
That's
was
right.
somebody
That
else.
wasn't him.
Wait, I was like, Channing Tatum was an X. I knew fucking, I was gonna say Alan Rickman. No,
Paquin.
the guy who played Nightcrawler.
Well, if they got Alan Rickman back, I don't know what they've got going on.
Well, I was gonna say the guy who played Nightcrawler in X-Men 2. What's his name?
Fuck, it's definitely Alan something. That's all I remember.
It's the guy who played the villain in Spy Kids 1.
Alan
yeah,
Cummings?
yeah, he was in a couple of different things.
Yes,
thank
Alan.
you.
He's gay. You think I remember that? Alan
I mean,
Cummings.
it's literally in his name.
Exactly. I forgot he was Nightcrawler.
Dude, he was so forgettable as Nightcrawler.
Did you see the interview he was talking about Nightcrawler? It's like, oh yeah, Nightcrawler's like the gayest X-Men.
No,
I'm like-
he's not.
I'm like,
Who is?
do you know this character?
Have you read a comic book, sir?
No.
He was too
Nightwing
busy
was
playing
literally the
Thum-Thums.
Pope. How is he the gayest X-Man?
Wait, Nightcrawler.
He's the gayest Pope.
That's not even true because the current Pope is the gayest Pope.
Is he gay?
I mean, he certainly
You called
acts
him
it.
Nightwing. It's Nightcrawler. Get it right.
I mean, to be fair, the current Pope has also dropped the faggot word multiple times, so maybe he just has the pass.
Look. Nightwing.
Nightcrawler.
What about Nightwing?
I think he's dead.
I wish he was dead.
Who's dead right now?
Me, first of all. I can't believe in Deadpool 3 Bruce Wayne showed up and became Nightwing.
Dude, for real, when I saw that, when somebody, I don't remember who posted it.
It was me.
When I saw that comic page, I thought there was something legitimately wrong with the art. Like the artist fucked up really bad on Dick Grayson.
No.
And I'm like, why is he so buff?
We just need to make Nightwing bigger. That's how he's gonna sell.
Well, no, that's what Absolute Batman
drew him,
is.
Rob
Literally,
Liefeld?
Absolute Batman is just bigger Batman.
Bigger Luke, bigger Batman. It sells,
It's
baby.
proven.
It sells.
Stop doing Liefeldian
I can't
art.
believe in Deadpool 3, bigger Deadpool shows up.
Bigger Deadpool.
It's just Deadpool, but he's drawn by Rob Liefeld, so he's unnecessarily.
Oh, dude, you know what?
muscular.
If they had the fucking balls to do that, I would go watch this movie right now.
I can't believe in Deadpool 3, Owen Wilson shows up and becomes the new Deadpool.
No, Owen
Wait,
Wilson
no, Owen
comes
Wilson
up and
was
he just
in
says,
a fucking Marvel movie, so that joke doesn't work.
no,
either.
he would just say ka-chow.
He would. Actually, yeah, that's right. That movie's owned by Disney. They could theoretically do
What's
that.
next? They're gonna bring back freaking Taylor Kitsch as friggin' Gambit.
Yes.
Yes.
And then they're going to bring back Ian McKellen.
They already
As,
did.
uh,
Wait, no, No, that was Patrick Stewart.
Ian McKellen's going to play Dazzler. What did that
What?
get you?
Just Dazzler. Just the image of Ian McKellen as. First of all, Dazzler in general is a joke, but.
But it's Dazzler. Everyone loves Dazzler. She's beyond Omega level.
I mean, listen, when Gandalf the Grey fell fighting the Balrog, he became Dazzler. Because he's in pure white, as we all know.
Well, to be fair, when you think about it, who isn't above Omega level anymore?
Wolverine.
The mailman?
Wolverine is above Omega level, isn't he? Because
Yeah.
he can't fucking die.
Technically.
I don't even know what Omega level
He can't
fucking
die.
is, so tell me what Omega level is so I get the joke.
Fake fan, fake fan, fake fan,
Fake,
fan,
fake man.
fan.
Why are you going to watch Deadpool 3 if you don't know what Omega level is?
I can't believe Idris Elba shows up to play Bishop, and then he shoots Heimdall, who is also Idris Elba.
And then he shoots Deathstroke.
Yeah, yeah, he shoots Deathstroke from a completely different movie. Oh, you know what?
No, it's
Actually,
not
you know what?
Deathstroke,
If the
it's
Deadpool movie had-
Deadshot. It's Deadshot.
That was the joke. Although I was about to say, if the Deadpool movie had Deathstroke in it, I think Rob Liefeld would be able to finally die.
Also, he wasn't even Deadshot. Deadshot was in the first Suicide Squad movie. The second Suicide had Bloodsport.
Thank you, Phil. I forgot.
I forgot that you paid to see that movie.
I can't believe John Cena shows up in Deadpool 3, but you don't see him in the movie.
He's Iceman.
The Iceman.
I can't believe Deadpool 3 has a 30-minute sequence where Iceman looks at the camera and explains how corrupt the current government is. And it was a bold choice from Zeb Wells, but yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with that.
Well, no, but see, it seems out of character for Zeb Wells until you realize Iceman is telling this monologue from the cuck chair. And in the background, it's just Zeb Wells' wife getting fucked by Idris Elba
right?
for like 30 minutes.
To be fair, Zeb Wells does like watching people get fucked, so I'm sure he would support the current U.S. government fucking everybody in the country.
So are you saying that Zeb Wells put Ben or George or what the fuck his name was?
Ringo.
No, what's his name?
You're gonna have to be more specific than that.
The fucking guy who cucked Peter
Oh,
Parker.
Paul.
Paul.
We named
So
every Beatle
So Paul
except
is
for
a
that.
So Paul is a stand-in for the U.S. government, and Mary Jane is the people that he's fucking.
I can't believe in Deadpool 3, Mephisto shows up and he whips out his cock, and his cock is Zeb Wells.
Peter, I've come for another one.
I can't tell if you're spoiling or joking.
Oh, dude,
There are several actual spoilers I have spliced in beyond the one that we
I
started
am going
with,
to
so
knock
don't
you
worry.
out right now because
I
I can't
can't
go to this
believe-
movie now.
Phil,
That huge-
you actually agreed with a spoiler as a joke. I will say that much too.
I can't believe that Hugh Jackman now has the power for adamantium needles to shoot out of his dick.
Somehow that's not a power. Wolverine is
Can we end this
Not
before
yet.
any more spoilers happen?
Yeah, why aren't we still going? I'm surprised. We
I
didn't
don't
end
know,
the
but
spin
see that's the beauty of mailbag Morty. That's the beauty of mailbags is that we spoil movies for you, especially Phil.
Yes.
We spoil the movie for you before you go watch it.
We
And-
spoil that Cassandra Nova is a bitch.
We spoiled that Jason Alexander plays Lobo.
We spoil that Howard the Duck shows up and he fights the other original Howard the Duck.
Who is he voiced by this time?
Well, the original. Well, Seth Green is the current Howard the Duck. I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't bother.
Danny DeVito. I don't know. That
Yeah, they
seems
get
like
Danny.
a meme.
Yeah, no. I can't believe Danny DeVito shows up as Wolverine.
Okay.
I can't believe that Oh, what the fuck! I can't believe the Violator from Spawn comes out,
That's John Leguizamo. you idiot.
and he's played by Selena Gomez this time.
I can't believe Blake Lively shows up as girl Deadpool and she kills regular Deadpool, but then becomes
Wait! Which girl Deadpool? Gwenpool?
No, not Gwenpool, because Gwenpool isn't Deadpool. You fucking fraud.
No, because
Gwenpool's
everyone's
just
gonna.
some
No.
chick named
Do
Gwen.
you think the Marvel movie going public does not know the difference between Gwenpool and Deadpool?
Yes.
Do you think they know the
Fucking
difference?
Marvel doesn't know the difference half the time.
Exactly. So I have to make the distinction.
I guess that's true.
Okay.
Does Zeb Wells fuck her too?
Probably. Because he fucked the
Okay.
movie script. That's all I know. For
Okay.
Sure.
I think we should end here.
Well, that being said, that's another
I can't
mailbag.
believe Superman shows
Will
up
you
in the movie.
I can't believe your mom.
My mom.
Yeah, your mom is quite.
Oh, thank
Deadpool
you.
fights Superman, and he pulls out the pink kryptonite, and he kills him, and he wins.
No, pink kryptonite turns him into a woman now.
Exactly. That's why he wins. It's because he turns into a girl.
Wait, who wins?
No one.
Yes.
When we win, everyone loses.
The only one who didn't win is Phil, because I just spoiled the movie for him.
Yeah, you did. You jackass. Now I can't go to the movie. I'm
I'm a
gonna call my
jackass.
friend right now and tell him I can't go see it now because my friend Jay spoiled it for me.
Oh, boo-hoo.
right,
You're
now
not
we can
gonna
end-
see
now-
a movie because somebody told you the shitty Marvel movie has shitty cameos.
You
in
know
it.
what? That's
Oh.
great, because now we can answer the other 50 questions we have on hand.
Right?
Anyways. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's this one. We'll see you for either the next mailbag or ghost, whatever happens first.
Bye.
Probably both at the same time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.